papers on.
Alright, so here's my audience. And then here's my outline and verbal citations. Alright, howdy, my name is Andrew Zertucci, and this is my persuasive speech for Speech 1315. Do you find yourself spending time scrolling through social media instead of doing the important things in life, like spending time with family? Well, if this applies to you, then I would like you to download and utilize the app Off Time to help monitor your social media addiction. There are three main aspects about social media addiction that I want you to understand in this speech. To begin, I will alert you about the alarming statistics that surround social media addiction. Next, I will tell you how social media affects young adults and college students' lives. And finally, I will be telling you how you can monitor your social media addiction. To begin, I will alert you about the alarming statistics that surround social media addiction. As stated by the Addiction Center, psychologists estimate that as many as 5 to 10% of Americans meet the criteria for social media addiction today. And this is not surprising, as you can see that the majority of teenagers and college students check their phone more than once a day, which has shown the increase of usage just from 2012 to 2018, and that number has risen now that it is 2020, and because of the pandemic that people are staying home instead of going out now, that more people are spending time on social media. And social media is an addiction just like any other, where there are disorders such as mood swings, withdrawal symptoms, and relapse. And social media can cause the same kind of high or thrill as gambling does. And so most people don't think that social media is a real addiction, since social media has only been around for a couple years, whereas gambling and other addictions have been around for hundreds of years. And so it says that the neural circuitry that's in your brain when you scroll through social media is that similar to gambling and doing recreational drugs. And so how do these affect the lives of college students? Many studies show that prolonged use of social media has negative effects just on mental health, like stress, anxiety, and depression. But social media can also be a good thing, and just like all good things, it's only good if you use it in moderation. So it's prolonged use that can cause mental health problems. But not only that, it can also lead to academic problems. And as stated by Cyber Psychology, a survey method with a sample of 232 college students found that social media addiction was negatively associated with the students' mental health and academic performance. And so we can see by this chart that the more time spent on social media, the lower the GPA is. So if you can see at 0, the GPA is around 5. For the highest GPA, of course, there's some discrepancies, but as you move to the right, you can see that the higher GPA just goes lower and lower. And so the major factor that is the center of the mental health and academic problems is self-esteem. And so self-esteem tends to decrease while scrolling through other people's social media. And this is because that 63% of teenagers and young college students find that social media is at least somewhat important, if not very or extremely important to them. And so this shows that social media plays a huge part in kids' lives, and it's not just some app that they look at often. It's very important, and this is how it impacts their mental health. And so, is there a solution to this problem? And the answer is yes. You can protect yourself and monitor your social media addiction by using the app Off Time. And so, this app works by allowing the user to shut down distracting apps while allowing you to still use the apps that you need to work on a daily basis. So, for example, it will allow you to shut down your social media apps while still allowing you to use text or email, so that way you can send messages to coworkers or scroll through your email, and then after a certain period of time, you can go back on social media, take a quick break, shut it back off, and then go back to checking your email. And so, Off-Time also provides the user with a chart listing how long you've been on social media apps, which can help with the denial stage of the addiction, so that way they can actually see how long they've been on these apps. And as stated by TechCrunch, Off-Time provides similar insights about your usage on your phone, charting out hours spent on the device, and even detailing which individual apps are the largest time sucks. And so, since you'll be shutting off from these distracting apps, when you log back on, it will send you a activity log for all the things that you missed while you were being productive, checking emails, or spending time with your friends and family, instead of scrolling through social media. So I've just told you massive issues that surround social media addiction. First, I alerted you to the alarming statistics that surround social media addiction. Next, I told you how the issue of social media addiction is affecting the lives of young adults and college students. And lastly, I told you how you can monitor your social media addiction by using the app Off-Time. Do not miss out on the important things in life because you're too busy on your phone scrolling through social media. Download Off-Time today.